Gun pulled it off, injecting those losers and scoundrels with wit and warmth. We are all Groot. In 1985, Sylvester Stallone tried bringing Judge Dredd to the silver screen, and the result was an absolute disaster. I caused the revolution, betray the law! Fortunately, the mean-mugging lawman got a second shot in 2012 when Carl Urban donned the grungy red helmet. The plot of Dredd is incredibly simple. The world is a dystopian nightmare, and the city land is crawling in crime.
This probably is a hand I shouldn't have kept.
Have to clear out floor after floor of the skyscraper to bring down a powerful crime lord. The violence here is surprisingly beautiful, with slow motion and vivid colors used to incredible effect. If graceful, bold violence is your thing, then Dredd is required viewing. Often described as Avengers 2.5, Civil War featured tons of Avengers and told a politically charged story that set Earth's mightiest heroes against one another in an eye-popping big-screen battle royale.
Oh, that's some good hot tea.
Civil War
Hibiscus tea.
to mainstream audiences, and took a major step toward moving the MCU forward by picking over some of the fallout from Age of Ultron. But even if you're not up on all the Marvel lore, it's still one heck of a fun thrill ride. More explosive, more affecting, and funnier than the first, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is another sparkly space epic powered by a soulful classic rock soundtrack and awesome visuals. This time around, the Guardians square off against Aisha, High Priestess of the Sovereign, and eventually the godlike Ego. Memorable performances from Tom Clementia, Darren Gillen, Michael Rooker, Sylvester Stallone...
Never mind, she found it.
...also make this sequel a must-see. Critics who quibbled with Volume 2's hyperactive style and emotional moments missed one of the funniest movies in Marvel's collection. Until 2017, Thor was little more than a pompous prince who liked hitting things with a hammer and took himself way too seriously. Marvel just needed the right filmmaker to turn this actor into a likable guy, and they found it with Taika Waititi, who scaled back the Shakespearean theatrics and turned Thor into a well-meaning goofball.
I actually don't know how I'm going to win this if I don't hit my lands.
Comedy in space, and the funniest film in the MCU. And an 80s aesthetic, a super cool score, Thor battling Hulk in a gladiator match, and a cast that includes Jeff Goldblum at his strangest, and all the problems that a franchise are perfectly hammered out. The Winter Soldier is much more than just a superhero movie, it's Marvel getting political. Winter Soldier finds a recently thawed Steve Rogers in a world where things aren't quite black and white anymore. It's hard to know who to trust, and Cap quickly finds himself in the middle of a conspiracy that involves secret Hydra agents, metal-armed assassins, and, worst of all, an evil Robert Redford. With the fate of the world hanging in the balance, Cap goes rogue. Winter Soldier features some of the most suspenseful scenes you'll ever see in a superhero film, with tense moments that boil over into fantastic action scenes. The film also shakes up the MCU, setting up the stakes for Civil War. Winter Soldier is a
I do kind of wish I had a controller hooked up.
Best entry in the Captain
A
America
PS2, PS3, but I can't freaking find my USBs.
Red and blue featured Hulk. 1978 Superman, starring Christopher Reeve, was an instant classic, pulling in the aliens past and telling a classic story complete with a dastardly Lex Luthor. From the cutting-edge special effects to the cast of the then-unknown Reeve as Clark Kent, superheroes set the template for the modern-day superhero movies, proving you could take these characters seriously and still have a whole lot of fun in the process. M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable was a brilliant exploration and deconstruction of comic book characters at a time when superhero movies weren't the juggernauts of Hollywood they'd soon become, and a radical departure from the superhero films that had come before. Unbreakable treated superheroes seriously, laying the groundwork for many comic book movies to come. Plus, the movie is just good. Bruce Willis and Sam.
Yes, I hate that that nigga stole my shit. Wish I had said some shit. Could have said some shit without losing my temper.
Change was overdue in the MCU and Black Panther scene. Played by Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa first
yeah, I did that wrong.
War and quickly became a fan favorite. The courageous Cap made his triumphant return in 2018, and when its film hit theaters, audiences fell in love with the comedy. Black Panther is one of the highest-grossing films of all time, and the first superhero movie to get an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. Talented actors like Lupita Nyong'o, Daniel Kaluuya, and Angela Bassett struck a chord with audiences, and the African setting allowed filmmaker Ryan Coogler to explore a rich culture that's little seen in Hollywood films. The film also introduced one of the greatest bad guys in superhero history, Eric Killmonger. Played to villainous perfection by Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger is a stone-cold but sympathetic murderer. With its fantastic characters and beautiful world building, it's no wonder Black Panther was a great big hit. The superhero movie genre is mostly dominated by females, but the gender roles were finally reversed in 2017, the most iconic female hero finally got her own movie. Wonder Woman was a critical success and a box office smash, reinvigorating DC's superhero universe and giving kids a different kind of hero to look up to. In a DC franchise that had up until then been defined by grit and gloom, this Amazon princess emerged as a beacon of courage and hope. She isn't punching down cities or branding bad guys. She's a protector of the people trying to end all war. Unlike the DC movie Superman, Diana actually cares about people and sees the good in humanity. She's more concerned with saving lives than serving justice. Superman's symbol might stand for hope, but it's Wonder Woman that restored our faith in the power of superheroes. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse takes the iconic Red Crawler's web-slinging mythos in exciting new directions by introducing audiences to a vibrant world of parallel dimensions, parallel lives, and talking cartoon pigs. You got a problem with cartoons? The plot follows teenage Miles Morales, who's bitten by, you guessed it, a radioactive spider. But things get even more complicated when a powerful machine opens up portals to other worlds, blasting a whole team's worth of alternate universe spider people into Miles' New York City. The film's brilliant animation captures the feeling of reading a comic book like few movies have before it. It couples the vision with a varied story that takes a daunting multiverse concept and roots it in character moments that any viewer can relate to, young or old. Many superhero movies are about special people doing impossible. Into the Spider-Verse is a rare gem that makes you feel like you can do the impossible too. 2017's Logan finally allowed Hugh Jackman's Wolverine the R-rated chance to slice and dice his foes like Marvel's own Freddy Krueger. But the movie is so much more than just an extra bloody X-Men function. It's an ode to a hero at the end of his life, and a somber meditation on violence, regret, and redemption. Inspired by classic westerns and the Old Man Logan comic books, Logan stands apart from the rest of the X-Men series. It takes the nearly unkillable Wolverine and brings him back down to earth as a broken, forlorn, mortal man. Jackman and co-star Patrick Stewart give some of the best performances of their careers with star portrayals of fallen men in a defeated world. Their last mission is to protect Laura, a young clone of Wolverine's who still has hope for the future. The three leads surprisingly creative connection that grounded in emotional stories that resonates in a way few superhero movies can match. Happens to be my camera. And Sam.
I'll be fine.
2004's Incredibles.
Then I'll be fine. I like that scene.
Pixar movies too. It's full of brilliant little moments that stick in your memory, like the hilarious interviews. Plus of storytelling. Watching all of Marvel's characters reunite one last time is stirring, and while the MCU will likely continue long past the original 6 Avengers, Endgame provides the perfect conclusion to their story as a team.
I need.
As granddaddy of the MCU, Iron Man is just as good today as it was in 2008. With heavy hitters like the X-Men and Spider-Man already sold off to larger studios, Marvel had to pull heroes from the bench to launch its shared universe. Iron Man was one of the best of the rest, so director John Favreau was given a lot of freedom, and the studio banked on the charisma of Robert Downey Jr. The gamble worked, and this movie managed to tell an extremely fun story while setting the tone for a massive $20 billion franchise to follow. It's also a textbook example of how and it scored some of the best reviews earned by any of the year's wide releases. It's a comic book brought to life in the best possible way, and Whedon managed to blend a bevy of characters, geek out fan service, and a compelling story into one perfect package. The superhero movie genre was in its infancy in 2004, but despite being practically ancient, Spider-Man 2 still holds up. This is a movie that features an Evil Dead-style horror sequence, a superhero showdown ever filmed, and a villain who feels like
one of Raimi's greatest moments.
None of this is put together, but it all works perfectly.
Where's a fucking land-o-land? Where's my land? Where's my land? I need some fucking lands, fucking. I need some stupid lands.
Peter is just a normal guy trying to deliver pizza and woo the girl of his dreams while keeping the streets of New York safe. When he's not fighting supervillains, he's struggling with everyday problems. Yeah, he can shoot webs and climb walls, but this version of the web crawler is still the most human superhero we've ever seen. The Dark Knight isn't just the best superhero movie ever made, it ushers in a new era for comic book movies. Suddenly, superhero movies could be worthy of awards and accolades.
Oh shit! I didn't realize he had that giant spider untapped. It turned out to be a decent bluff, I guess.
The tragic story of the rise and fall of Armageddon. It also featured the greatest 18-wheeler flip of all time. Heath Ledger won a posthumous Oscar for his turn as
oh my goodness, where is a freaking land?
Stars in his terrifying magic trick. It's a performance for the ages, and thanks to Ledger, he joined the best cinematic villains alongside Darth Vader and Hannibal Lecter. With its impressive acting, pounding score, impeccable direction, and intense action, The Dark Knight is the kind of superhero movie that fans deserve and need. We'll just add it. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite superhero movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel
I quit.
and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Nope, I can see. I'll back that one. Too many mistakes were made. I am feeling really hot right now.
They combine pulse-pounding action with uproarious laughs.
Rebecca!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 action comedies of all time. This list comedy films that have received critical acclaim, worldwide popularity, and a lasting legacy.
Look out, cause here comes the Spider-Man.
Number 20, Spy. Following Bridesmaids in 2011, Melissa McCarthy and director Paul Feig were hot commodities. In 2013, they took their talents into the action comedy genre, creating the solid, if somewhat predictable, The Heat.
Okay, well, let's get one more game in real quick. I gotta get back to work.
And in 2015, the team released the far better and more star-studded Spy. Most of the players under their stage writing and directing, not to mention the uproarious performances and a surprisingly hilarious and scene-stealing licensing.
Okay, I'm on the draw. That's slightly less worrying. Disconcerting. I can do this. I think. I hope. I wish.
Number 19, Last Action. It was released in 1993. Last Action Hero did not receive a critics hated it and it bombed at the box office.
I love that movie from the first time I saw it on TV.
Especially with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Albert and it upends the genre in various unique and entertaining
Or gets killed.
It's the story of hilarious and Schwarzenegger's his storied career and the genre that made him.
Okay.
In Los Angeles, from my office, you can get the shopping center open. I really like that, right?
Action Hero was ahead of its time, and it now sits proudly among the greatest. Number 18, Charlie's Angels. Really for a Charlie Angels movie, especially 20 years after the conclusion of the film, but didn't stop Sony from doing it, and we're glad they did. The movie contains a brilliant and super fun the cast of Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu, and it's the right creative decision in keeping the series dramatic elements and more tongue-in-cheek comedy. Every Angels work exceptionally well together, and the supporting roles are all good. The next season starts on the to the surprise of absolutely everyone, this movie reinvigorated the Charlie's Angels villains for a new generation. Number 17, New Life. Following Terminator 2, James Cameron wrote and directed interesting Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I'm gonna lose when kill Ben.
The film follows the two actors from the Harry Potter, and the twist discovers that Harry isn't as boring computer version but actually a type of terrorist. Is it wrong? At the time of release, this was the most expensive film ever made. And with Cameron at the helm, you better believe that we see all that money on the screen in its high-octane and well-improved action scenes. The set pieces are enormous, the action is exciting,
Come on.
The Other Guys is the fourth collaboration between Will Ferrell and writer-director Adam McKay, following Spearman, Talladega Nights, and Step Brothers.
I don't disagree with anything on this list.
Told story full of laughs and great character moments, and Boston and Pro worked extraordinarily well together. In an era of superhero movies, These Skies was a refreshing ode to the mature adult-oriented action comedies of the era. Number 13, Kingsman: The Secret Service. Spy comedies are as old as time itself. Get Smart was enormous. Adaptation in 2008 starring Steve Carell and Anne Hathaway. But perhaps the greatest spy comedy of our time is 2014's Kingsman: The Secret Service. The movie was an enormous hit, grossing over $400 million at the worldwide box office, thanks to its stylish visuals, unrelenting sense of fun, and the unbelievably packed cast. The church massacre going viral puzzle. Kingsman was just like a James Bond film, only far funnier and way more fun. Especially at $90 million. But even includes there still is an audience. Number 12, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. After sticking to low-budget English films with Simon Pegg, director Edgar Wright broke into the mainstream, or at least tried to, with the $85 million Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Graphic novel of the same name, and it has to be one of the most bona fide comic book movies ever made.
Oops, 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 oops.
It is proudly boisterous, and it often honors its roots with comic book themed.
Nope, I messed it up. I hit the wrong one.
Like all Wright films, Scott Pilgrim was critically acclaimed for its visuals, editing,
No, let's just clip for a while.
at the box office, making just $48 million